Okay guys, welcome again to my channel. Today we're going to create a hero section in Figma. This is a hero section that is part of an SEO area. This represents a SEO consultant. I did this design a few months ago, maybe a year, on Dribble, and today I want to show you exactly my creative process. So without further details, let's analyze and see what we have here. I think this design has a minimalist approach. It has nothing but a black accent color. This is the primary color that we're going to be using for our call to action. And we have some subtle gradients here that comes from the left, top left, and we have some ornament details that goes well with the SEO world. So some pie charts, some bar charts, some results, maybe a testimonials that go behind this fellow. So as for my headline, I'm using athletics because I don't want to use Inter anymore for headlines. I know this is many designers use Inter, but for this example, I try to be a bit different, and I think this title is where it goes very well with athletics. So go on Google, find, look for athletic typeface, download it, and play with it. See, uh, that is very good. And without further details, let's move into Figma. Let's choose 8. Let's just make book 14 for our artboard. Let's make SEO hero section. Let's create our first grid based on bootstrap. Let's add columns 12. Let's make it on center. Let's make this 85. Let's use a gutter of 30 pixels, guys, and let's decrease the opacity because I don't want this to interfere with our designs. So if you don't know what bootstrap is, it's a very well-known framework for front-end developers that allows them to implement mockups, designs, and it's based on a responsive grid. It's for this example, we're going to be using full width grid. You see, with some margins here, I'm using something like 1350 with 81 pixels margin on left and right. So, okay, without further details, let's create our header. So, for this example, I will use a different name, something like Joe. I want this to be more generic. Services, Command D in order to duplicate, um, something like blog, or I don't know, clients, clients, sources. Okay, let's select auto layout, shift A in order to add auto layout. 48, I'm gonna be using multiple of 4 for my paddings and margins and values. And for, let's call this nav, let's select this, make it 80, 18. Okay, I'm on home, select. In order to select the very inner element inside of a much of the parent element, just click on it and hold on command and just select each one. It saves a click, and let's make that free zoom call for our auto layout. Let's select it. Let's hold shift A in order to add an auto layout. Let's add a fill 1C, 1C, 1C. Select element inside, make it white, and make it something like 20 on paddings and 14 on vertical. So now we created our two elements, nav and free zoom call, and let's create our logo. I will use something like Joe, and you have to be creative. This comes with experience, of course. So you have to look on Dribble or Behance. You have to copy other designers' ideas or steal them. You know how it says, how they say, good designers copy, great designers steal. So yes, I'm agree with that. This is very powerful, and I have to use some magnifier glass that I'm gonna use on our logo. Let's detach, let's ungroup, let's select, let's add a stroke. Some of the icons have already stroke, but this one uh, doesn't. So let's make it something like 1.5, and let's make it something like semi bold. Select these three, auto layout again, move it on the middle, make it something like that, add a stroke in order to add a cool effect, make it something like 8, 4, and let's decrease the gap here. Okay, so now we have our logo, and we have main call to action, we have nav. Select these three, auto layout again, move it on the middle, and let's make it auto in order to distribute them vertically. Let's make it something like 24. Let's add that separator. Okay, so this is called header, and this is separator. Okay. Okay, so let's move this like, make it like this. Let's add a medium here, and let's add a strike through because this page is selected. Okay, so moving on with a hi, I'm Livio, your trusted SEO consultant, with this headline that sparks a positive effect. So, hi, I am Joe, your SEO consultant, and let's use athletics as I said. Athletics, this is 48. Let's make it bold. Okay, okay, let's add a description. Let's copy the style, let's paste the style, and let's go to ChatGPT because I don't know what descriptive text I'll be using, so I will ask him to help me. I am an SEO consultant and I am creating my portfolio website, and I am looking for a descriptive text that explains well what I do. Based on this formula, can you help me out? I help X do Y so they can Z. So this formula I learned that a few years ago from Sean McCabe. He's an ex-designer that was doing a lot of client work, and he said that you must tell people in one sentence or two sentences what it is that you do and how you can enhance people's lives. So I know this is very, very useful, and it doesn't matter, you don't want to bore people with all things of text, but just be straight to the point. And let's create here an auto layout called left. Let's move this down, let's decrease a bit the gap here, and let's use the same button, and I want this to be, I want the distance between the text to be smaller and the distance between the text and the button to be a bit bigger in order to add a bit of um, hierarchy. Okay, so let's use athletics to see how it looks. Yes, I'm happy. Okay, so let's add that camera inside the button. So I'm using so this one has to be perfect square. So let's delete the frame, let's add a new frame, and let's make it 64, and let's paste this one. Let's make it video camera. Okay, let's go here, paste. Let's switch positions. Let's make it 20. Let's make it white. And the distance between, I want to be something like 8. Okay, just copy this button and paste it here. Okay, in order to save some time, so let's disable a bit and let's see how it looks. Okay, so we're moving fast, guys. Okay, let's add that fellow right there. Oh, I place it. Just hold on Control in order to select the right guy. Okay, okay, guys. So let's make sure these are filled. Let's increase a bit the font because I want this headline, this button to stand out. Okay, let's increase a bit the padding and let's make it something like 12 and something like 16. I think this is too big, so 20 is fine. And the icon 24. Okay, so you have to play a lot with values from paddings and margins. And let's add gray, something like that. Let's add these gradients here, type ellipse, move behind all those elements, make it something like, I don't know, purple, duplicate and make it something like yellow. Let's see, the yellow is on top. Let's click on header and let's lock and stick something like that. Yeah, that's right. And let's add an effect. Let's make it background or layer blur, I don't know. Let's see. Yes, something like that. Add 200, I think. And let's decrease the opacity. 40. Copy the style, select this one, and just change the color in order to save some time, guys. And let's increase this one opacity, and I think I have to use something like yellow. And now I think we're getting closer. You have to increase a bit here, and let's make it, I don't know, let's make it something like 820. Okay guys, let's select, let's unlock, let's add a bit of a padding, let's bring back the grid, and let's make this fill in order to take the width. Hi, I'm Joe, your SEO consultant, your trusted one. SEO consultant. Okay, let's log these two. Okay, let's disable again. Let's make this yellow. This one mauve. And let's make it something like that. And let's change a bit the color. Okay. Okay guys, so something like that. Let's bring back again. Let's make something like that. And let's increase a bit. Something like that. Because now I'm using full width grid. And I want this text, I think, a bit bigger. And the line height a bit bigger. And maybe just let's use athletics. No, athletics is not good in this example. Okay, let's increase here size. Let's make this 56. Okay, so you see how we're getting closer and closer. Okay, let's add those ornaments, and let's create this testimonial, and let's lock this one. Separator, and let's go something like that. One of the best SEO experts I have worked with. Let's make it inter 12, medium guys, increase a bit. Let's add the author. This would be me, CEO of Premium UI Kits, CEO at, and let's add O to add the image. Let's add fill image, choose something like that, it doesn't matter, and select these two, name, make auto layout, call name 0, select the image and the author name, and create again an auto layout, something like 20, switch positions, this is the author. Okay guys, let's make this semi-bold. Okay, let's see if we're getting close. One of the best SEO experts I have ever. Okay, select these two, auto layout again. Let's decrease. Here, let's make it auto in order to remove the gap. So if you see, there is no value here, it is 0, and it's still the height is high. You should check the line height of each word. Let's make it fill. Let's make this fill. Okay. Okay, testimonial. Okay, let's add the fill. Let's make it 12 on the border radius, and let's add that green. Okay, let's add some paddings. Let's see what else. One of the best SEO experts. Okay, mine is taller, but it doesn't matter. It's just an example. Let's make it something like that. Okay guys, so let's make it 24 or 20, and let's add those codes. Let's add it. Let's move to Georgia because I like the codes on font Georgia. Let's make it 40. Let's make it here auto. Convert to outlines in order to transform or convert it into an icon. Add a fill of white, add a stroke, effects. This is a quick trick that I use. No blur, just 2, 100 on black. Let's make this even 1 because this is very small. And on link, let's add something like that. And let's paste this. Let's make it even bigger. And let's create something like that. 56. And here 20. And let's ungroup this auto layout, and let's delete my name. Let's make this fill and this hug, and say something like Andre Dorem CEO at, and this one is hugged. Okay, so make it something like auto in order to decrease 36, and just decrease the gap here. And here I think we should make it 2 and 2. Okay, let's see. So this is on 2 lines. Let's decrease a bit, but in order to decrease we have to be sure that it's filled. Okay, but let's increase a bit. Okay guys, so now we're ready to go. Let's select this testimonial. Let's place it underneath the image, and let's see what else. It has a subtle drop shadow here. If you look very well, we're gonna take care of this in just a minute. But the color is something like on the yellowish. It's a green, yellowish green. I think something like that. And the angle is something like that. And border radius is a bit smaller. Okay, let's add that pie chart. I already downloaded it, and let's add that up arrow and these icons you can find on Vecteezy. So you have to download this, but I will give you the link in the description. I will paste the link in the description. Okay, so let's place it behind this guy. And what else do we have? This rectangle here. Okay, let's do this very quick. 64. Let's no fill, stroke, something like 7. 7 I think is too much. 5. Select duplicate, place it something like that. Add a fill, command left bracket in order to add that behind that rectangle, and just add something like that. Okay, duplicate, square, place it behind this fellow. Okay guys, so you see how we're getting closer and closer. I think the background color is a bit light gray brown, something like that. Okay, I'm happy. Okay, let's move this a bit down. Let's add this bit. So you see how I'm using colors that work well with this image. So you have to play with colors based on the image that you found. I know, but this way you will have complementary designs and the colors will be just great. So let's increase a bit. So this is the left part, this is the right, this is the right. Okay, so I think I enable the rules here. Okay, so let's see the grid here, and I think we're good. Okay, what we have is just, let's disable the grid and let's lock the, let's save this called portfolio SEO. Okay guys, so bear with me, let's unlock this part and let's make it something like this. On the left, let's make sure that we're manipulating the parent element. Okay, so let's select these two. Let's make sure that are perfectly aligned on the middle. Let's make this mauve, something like that, and this yellow, something like that, guys. Let's add that line, but in order to add that line we have to break this headline into 3 elements and create again an auto layout, and under each element and under this one, the last one, I should place this line. But I think I can do a trick, something like 80, 96, and let's make it something like 5, and let's make an auto layout here, top, and let's decrease this here, and on text let's increase the distance, and let's make sure this is aligned on height, and let's increase a bit of the height of the artboard. Okay, let's make sure this is aligned on the bottom, the right, the main element. And here let's add a bit of a shadow. Let's see how it looks. No blur, increase. Okay, let's add a bit of this. And let's make sure. Okay, so I know that the shadow is different, but I just don't want to create all kinds of difficult things that are hard to implement for for front-end developers. So let's use something like black, and let's decrease the opacity to 5%. Okay, what else do we have? Again, those circles are too much, and the yellow one is too much, and the navigation, let's make this a bit medium. These are too thin. We have to attract attention, and maybe on this one make it semi-bold in order to stand out. Okay guys, so this is my process when it comes to creating a Figma hero section. I didn't use auto layout on these two main components because it was very hard to place all these ornament details behind, and I have to gain a lot of control, and auto layout would have got me some restrictions. So I just want to leave it like that. Make sure you add consistency on thickness on each element. You don't want an outline to be thicker than the other, and on icons and here as well. Let's make this 4. I think 4 is good. And this file will be free for download on my website called premiumuikits.com. You should find useful stuff there, articles on UI UX design, freebies and products in order to reinforce your creative process. Let's make this a bit 21, and voila, this is my website, this is my process. So thank you for your attention. Thank you so much for everything. Subscribe to my channel, comment, like, and make sure we are all on the same page, and keep up the good work guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.